But a more pressing issue is why Americans have this insatiable tendency to say attractive people don't exist. Everybody needs to be fucking ugly because you have all these fucking woke lesbians with blue hair at Starbucks saying, I just want everybody to be uglier than me. That way I can feel beautiful. Bitch, it's called fantasy for a fucking reason. Yeah, this is a great question. Is it so wrong to just want attractive characters? So here we go.
This is why I just do not understand why some developers keep getting it wrong. It really feels so simple. Yes, give us great gameplay, fun mechanics, a interesting and meaningful story, but then layer attractive, pretty characters on top of that to create hype around the game, grab our interest, and hold our attention. All of this just makes for a much more enjoyable experience. So this video—
And it's the same thing with media. Like, we're taking all these beautiful characters and we're replacing them with ugly looking motherfuckers. It's just so exhausting. You wanna know why? Because real life is fucking depressing. When I play these video games, when I watch these shows, when I watch these movies, I want an escape. I don't wanna be reminded on how much shit sucks. Like, and it's, where do we draw the line? So characters can't look pretty. Well, now they can't be cool. No more characters can use fireballs because that makes me feel sad in real life. Brother, just let fantasy be fantasy. Yes, we get that not all women look like this. Yes, we get that not all men look like this. And in the same vein, we also get, yeah, we can't shoot lightning out of our eyes. We can't shoot lasers out of our feet. We get it. And those who don't get it will never get it. Why are we worried about the mentally ill who think, man, if my fucking girl don't look like a video game character, I can't even get hard. Okay, why are we worried about these motherfuckers? Just let the normal people enjoy these games normally, because those are the majority anyways.
is kind of related to my very first video about women in games, but before we get into it, we have to acknowledge everybody that is subscribed to the channel.
Sure.
Wow, honestly, I don't really even know what to say. This has been such a overwhelming week in the best way, but thank you. Thank you to every single one of you for all of the comments and messages and just all of the support. Now, let's talk about hot characters. I've always found it very interesting.
Yeah, dude, background NPC's channel growth has been insane. 142,000 subs. Like, look at this shit. Like, I've had one of the most meteoric rises in my entire life at 24 million views over the past month. She got 1.49 million views in a month. But look at this shit. 138,000 subs from her channel, which means, I shit you not, every 10th person that saw her video subscribed. Guys, that's fucking insane. It's normally like, even a good ratio is like 1 every 100, 1 every 200 views you get a sub. Every 10 people that watch, she gets a new subscriber. And every video she's making is popping the fuck off. And you wanna know why? Because she's completely genuine in her words. And that's very refreshing to see in 2025, especially a woman arguing for attractive characters. It's nice because everybody's so quick to call everybody an incel, but finally we got somebody else on the other team backing our side, which is, hey, you don't have to be a fucking gooner. You don't have to be an incel to just want your characters to look cool.
When I see some gamers say, I don't care what my character looks like, I just want a good game. And while, sure, I believe some people probably do feel that way, when you actually look around at what's successful and what's not, what resonates and what doesn't, the idea that visuals don't matter, it doesn't really hold up. The second you start digging into this stuff, it's pretty clear. Visuals play a huge role in whether something hits or flops. And if they didn't, cosmetics probably wouldn't be one of the most profitable parts of the entire gaming industry.
Absolutely.
The truth is, I think most of us do care, even if it's subconsciously. And this isn't just a gaming thing, but for whatever reason, the gaming industry seems especially—
And it's also just like, it's not just for the women. It's for the dudes. I want to feel like my character is fucking awesome. Like, there's a reason why Sung Jin Woo had a glow up at episode 4, right? Because we wanted him to look badass. Even if we're not gooners, like, even men were like, dude, he looks fucking sick. And it's motivational because even though no amount of working out will ever make me a sexy Chinese or Korean boy, it motivates me to work on myself. I see people like Geralt, I see people like Shepard, and I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, I need to go to the gym. I need to fucking look like them. I gotta work hard. And even if I don't end up looking like them, like fucking Goku, what gym doesn't have Goku on the side in 2025? These are the things that motivate us, right? We want to look good. We want to feel cool. And every time we lose a pound, every time we put on a pound of lean mass, we feel fucking good.
Confused about it because books, anime, movies, shows, we care about how the characters look.
Yep.
We always have. Now, just to be clear, an attractive character cannot save bad writing or bad gameplay. A great design won't make a...
Well, have you played Orc Massage? Because I feel like the characters make up for it.
boring game fun, and eye candy is totally pointless if there's zero substance to back it up. And on
Well, if you can bang the characters, I'll still play the game if they're hot enough.
the opposite side, it's not like a game is necessary.
You gotta understand, I am a gooner though, so I'm arguing for both sides. I am a gooner, but I will speak for the non-gooners as well.
Necessarily doomed if the characters are uninspired or
I would
unattractive.
argue
But
I'm the fairest
let's be
gooner.
honest, we have been done dirty quite a few times at
Yes.
this point. But when it does work, when you combine great writing, a solid gameplay, and a compelling visual design, that's really when the secret sauce hits. And that's when a character truly becomes iconic. So, how important is beauty really? What can it actually be used for in storytelling? And why does it matter at all? Yes, beauty is completely subjective, but let's try and figure it out together. When it comes to storytelling, beauty isn't just about looking good, it's about what that beauty communicates. It's a kind of visual shorthand for personality, purpose, or the emotional tone of a character. Take Cortana from Halo. She's sleek, luminous, and kind of untouchable. Her ethereal design isn't random, it reinforces her role as an AI. She's attractive, mysterious, highly advanced, but also just slightly out of reach. Or Aerith from Final Fantasy.
Bro, Cortana was so hot. Man, I wanted Master Chief to bang those digital guts when I was a kid, I'm not gonna lie. Cortana, oh man, Cortana made me weak back in the day.
She's beautiful in this really soft, gentle way. Her design radiates hope and warmth.
She's alright. I know people like her. Bro, she don't hold a candle to Tifa. Oh man, Tifa is a freak.
And you feel that when she's on screen. There's something very delicate and endearing about her that sticks with you. Then there's Eve from Stellar Blade.
Oh my
and
God!
Yeah, people definitely noticed her design pretty much immediately. She's bold, striking, and yes, super hot.
Yes.
But what's cool is that once the game launched, the gameplay actually backed it up. And okay, can we talk about Verso from Clair Obscur for a second?
Hot as
Because he is undeniably very handsome. The white hair, the posture, the somber expression, he's restrained, haunted, and you immediately
Verso's
feel
the
like
goat.
there's something deeper going on. These characters aren't designed to
Shit,
just be
Gustav,
pretty.
too.
They're designed with intention. Their looks are part of their emotional blueprint, and the fact that they're attractive is what actually initially draws you in. Their looks tell you how to feel before a single line of dialogue. As humans, we are biologically wired to respond to beauty, and that's not a bad thing. So when a character's design feels off, or it doesn't match the story we're being told, that disconnect can make it way harder to emotionally connect. And this kind of visual storytelling has been around for ages. This is nothing new, and it's not just in games, it's everywhere, especially in film. Taking a look at Lord of the Rings, think about Aragorn. Rugged, attractive, weathered, and quietly noble. His entire look reflects the burden that he carries, and you can see the weight of his past just by looking at him. Then there's Éowyn and Arwen, two beautiful women with
I mean, the chick on the left really don't look that good. The chick on the right look cool, but yeah, I feel like these are pretty. I was there. I think the chick on the left low key look pretty damn normal. Like I feel like they look pretty fucking normal. I don't think this is unrealistic beauty expectation whatsoever.
totally different vibes. One is a warrior with conviction, the other is a very soft, ethereal queen. And their looks reflect who they are at their core. And that's what good design does. It supports the story. Alright, switching tones completely here, but I have to talk about my love for the Mummy series very quickly. Because Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz weren't just very fun, flirty, iconic characters. They were extremely captivating. Their
Yeah,
chemistry was off the charts, and they were both ridiculously attractive.
True.
Okay? But their beauty didn't just decorate the film, it amplified it. The adventure they were on, the romance, the danger. I actually love this series so much. I used to work at the Mummy roller coaster at Universal, and I may or may not have hearing loss in my one ear thanks to Brendan Fraser screaming for his coffee at the end of the ride. just a little bit of NPC
Bro
lore.
had a real job.
So if we know that beauty helps tell the
Horrifying.
story, what about when it's entirely in the player's hands? Let's talk about character customization and the literal billions being spent on it. Video game cosmetics are a multi-billion-dollar industry. In fact,
Yeah, the very first one. I believe it was Oblivion, the horse armor in Oblivion. I know it was an Elder Scrolls game, but it was the horse armor in a Bethesda Elder Scrolls game.
media research projects that purely cosmetic in-game purchases will reach $100 billion a year by
Yep.
2028. Let that sink in for a second. $100 billion a year for making your character look nice. Listen, all right, I am not ashamed that I myself played a part in this pretty recently. I hadn't touched Fortnite in like 7 or 8 years, but I randomly started playing duos again over the last few months, and pretty much right after I did, I saw none other than Spike Spiegel and Faye Valentine in the shop. Yeah, I was buying up those V-Bucks pretty much
Hell
immediately.
yeah!
It was just the idea
We love
of getting to
Fortnite.
play as some of the characters I love so much in a game that I've unironically been having a ton of fun with. It was almost like I had no choice here. Quick
Fortnite's
side note,
great.
Faye
It's the best beer
Valentine
on the
definitely
market right
goes
now.
on our list of amazing female characters for sure. And I must confess, I also purchased the Sabrina Carpenter skin. Her dress was just so pretty.
Who the fuck is Sabrina Carpenter? I think the last thing that I wanted to get in Fortnite was Darth Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, and then I got Goku, and that shit was hype. No idea. I got no idea who this is.
Now on the flip side, the opposite is true too. When character design fails to resonate, players clock it immediately. This is very old news at this point, but I always think about Concord. This was really the first time, at least for me, that I had seen so much public backlash about character design. And for Concord, yeah, it kind of seems like this was one of the biggest reasons that it
Go
flopped.
woke,
People
go
did
broke,
not
boys.
like the characters.
Oh,
They
yeah.
felt awkward, uninspired, off-putting, forced.
Just say it. They look fucking stupid. All right? They look fucking stupid. And that's it. And nobody wants to play a game with stupid looking characters. And you want to know why? And you guys find me the flaw in my logic. If the developers can't even make the characters look good, what makes you think they can make the game play good? All they got to do is make the character look good. And they couldn't even do that. Like, they made him look stupid as fuck. Like, I've seen all these people at my local Starbucks. Like, lame as shit. Like, why would I want to play a character that looks stupider than me in real life? Like, I'll be real. You put me in the game, I look cooler than all these people. I don't want that. I want to think, wow, I'm playing this guy. That's awesome. Right? I'm just some fucking tall, bald, fat guy. These guys look gay as fuck.
In a market full of games where the character designs are intended to be inherently beautiful, bold, attractive, Concord's cast kind of looked like they were built by a committee just to check boxes. And then there's Starfield. This game was supposed to be massive, story-rich, world-expanding, but on top of just so-so
The fuck
gameplay,
is
the one
that?
thing I kept seeing over and over again was how unappealing, bland-looking, and emotionally empty the NPCs felt. They didn't draw you in or match the tone of the world. For the most part, they were just generic copy-paste that you didn't really want to engage with. Another game that
And that's a shame because Oblivion has some great looking NPCs. They may not look the best, but they look interesting enough. Once again, we're not asking for sexy characters. We're asking for interesting looking characters.
comes to mind that I've mentioned before is Star Wars Outlaws. Unfortunately, both good gameplay and good character design were amiss here. And there were even moments where Kay Vess didn't look quite human, which is very wild because her actress is so stunning. The blueprint was right there, but for some reason, I guess they couldn't make a character design that did her justice. And the disconnect across all of these examples is important to note because it's not just about realism, it's about relatability. Games are probably the biggest storytelling medium, and a character's design should invite you into the story. People want to feel something when they look at a character. Excitement, admiration, curiosity. And when what you're looking at feels flat, awkward, or overly ordinary, like someone you
Yeah, you have the developers meeting behind the scenes, and they're like, okay, so how do we want these characters to look, guys? We want them to look good? No. Maybe we give them big boobs. No, we can't do that. My wife will get insecure. How about a big ass? Nah, I can't do that. My wife can't afford a BBL. I know. What if we all make him look lame and gay? He's genius. This will sell like hotcakes, boys. How the fuck did anybody think that was a good idea?
You just pass by on the street, it breaks the fantasy. And that desire for your character to look attractive and appealing, it starts even before the actual game begins. Take Baldur's Gate 3, for example. According to Larian,
Holy
players collectively
shit.
spent over 8,000 years just in the character creator. That's like 16% of the game's total playtime.
Jesus.
Before even starting the game. And yes, I
Holy
did
fuck.
contribute to that. Because to me, character aesthetics are just part of the immersion. They're part of what makes an incredible game. They help me feel more emotionally anchored in the world and make for a way more enjoyable experience. And this goes for both male and female characters alike. Even in Red Dead Redemption 2, I loved getting to change Arthur's hair, his beard, and outfits, and I'm just so glad we got to do that because I really felt like I could reflect where he was at mentally and emotionally. That small touch made him feel a lot more real. Now, switching gears for a quick moment, bear with me here, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and out myself for a second. I love a good romantasy book. Yes, I know, but before you roll your eyes and you click off the video,
I also love romance. Kaguya-sama Love is War. Fucking peak anime, bro. So fucking good.
please just hear me out. This genre includes
I also love romance games. 5 Hearts Under One Roof. Stardew Valley. You know? Even the romance in Persona. It's just nice because, you know, it's relatable. It's nice. I don't mind it at all. I like, and I'll be real, I love matching people in real life with who I think they'll be good with. Now, hopefully one day I'll get good at matching myself with a fucking girl, but unfortunately, we'll see how that goes. So far, I've been pretty unlucky.
some of the best-selling books on the market. You maybe have heard of series like Throne of Glass or ACOTAR, and the characters in these stories are described with this enchanted, ethereal kind of beauty. It's dramatic, it's swoony, it's meant to sweep you off your feet, and that's part of the fantasy. It's part of the immersion. There's even one fan-favorite image of a certain ACOTAR character that went viral, and for many fans, that's basically canon now. Godspeed to whatever casting director has to find that guy in the real world. They will come for you. The exact same thing happens in anime and animation, sometimes even more intensely. These characters are designed from the ground up to be visually appealing. Their looks are exaggerated, idealized.
So here's what background MSC might not know. So Obeido's a great reference in this video. And the reason why that is because if you don't know, the light novel of Overlord, Albedo didn't exist. She's anime exclusive because they thought the story's good, but we need a really hot bitch. And so they just slapped her into the anime because it does enhance the story just having a hot ass woman or a cool ass dude.
Sometimes maybe a little too much, but we love them for it. And there's a reason that certain characters dominate cosplay every con season, or why fans fight over who's best girl or best boy with genuine passion. Even in the VTuber space,
well, that's just because they're mentally ill.
Design is everything. And there's a reason VTubers put so much effort into their appearance, and people can completely fall in love with them before they ever even hear their voice.
Bro, if you just make a VTuber have massive fucking jugs, you'll get 200 extra viewers every single time, and everybody knows it.
The look, the aesthetic, the vibe, it all is meant to draw people in. The design is the hook. All of this is so important because when a character looks the way they're supposed to feel, that's when the magic happens. That's when people get protective. That's when a fandom really forms. Piggybacking off of all of that, I'd like to touch on something very quickly that gets brought up a lot in conversations like this. And that's the idea that it's just gamers that are the ones who care way too much about a character's appearance. That it's just
Bro, this has been going on since even before video games were even a thing. There's a reason why Hollywood always hires the sexiest actors possible, because it makes the films more exciting.
Gamers who have this problem. Like the second someone doesn't like a design, it's suddenly gamers are just toxic and you just need to get over it. But based on everything that I've said thus far, honestly, I do not think that's fair because this is a thing across every genre, every medium. Everybody wants well-designed, fun, good-looking, beautiful, charismatic characters. It's how we're wired, and it's why certain characters instantly spark hype online or can aid in tanking a release before it's even—
bro, holy, what were they thinking with this chick?
Out of the oven. Yes, I'm looking at you, Intergalactic. Now, again,
What
I am
is
not
that?
saying every character in a game
And I even like bald women. Like, what the fuck was that?
needs to look like a supermodel. But what I am so tired of seeing is characters intentionally designed to be less appealing. When the people making the decisions nerf a character's looks in a way that has nothing to do with their actual background or story, they just do it just because, it really makes no sense. It creates unnecessary dissonance, and it pulls people out of the fantasy instead of drawing them in. My last note on this here is just think about celebrities. Think about how people respond to celebrities, whether they're singers or actors. How they look, their appearance is always part of the conversation. And so many times you could easily say it even contributes to their success.
Yep.
Even when it technically has nothing to do with what they're known for, it somehow still does. Because that's just how humans respond to other humans.
Oh my God, bro, Miranda, holy shit. If you don't know this character, you might think that she's mid. You haven't seen the other side. Oh my God. The ass on this character is fucking crazy.
Made that way. We notice, we connect, we feel, and what we see at the first glance is the very first step of that. So of course, while beauty is not everything, and it's certainly not a substitute for good writing, gameplay, or mechanics, it's so often our very first impression, and usually it's the first thing that really captures our attention,
badass.
Lets us know what a character is about, and makes us care. And this is something that has always mattered, and will always matter, regardless of the medium being used to tell the story. And all of this is why I just do not understand why some developers keep getting it wrong. It really feels so simple. Yes.
Because they see Twitter outrage and they think it's real life, but it's not. Twitter users don't exist, and Twitter users are not their player base at all. Now, they want to try really hard to convince you that they are, but they're not. These people bitching online, they're not the ones playing your game, and they never have been.
Give us great gameplay, fun mechanics, a interesting and meaningful story, but then layer attractive, pretty characters on top of that to create hype around the game, grab our interest, and hold our attention. All of this just makes for a much more enjoyable experience. For developers who are passionate about the projects that they're making, and they're doing it for the right reasons, odds are this is probably already all included.
Hey, it's me.
So it really is a
I want to look like that so bad, bro. I think I got 5 more years of training. 5 more years and I will look like this.
Guaranteed formula for success. And they're shooting themselves in the foot if the very first thing that we see is a bland, boring, or just unappealing protagonist or cast of characters. Sorry for the outfit jump scare. This is editor NPC here, and I was watching this back through and wanted to make sure I just clarified this point really well at the end. All right, I'll see myself out. Okay.
That video was absolutely fantastic. So fucking good. Guys, go subscribe to the background NPC. It's very nice having someone on the other side just say, it's not that we're gooners, it's not that we're incels, not saying that we aren't, but it's fantasy. Let's let fantasy be fantasy. Let's let characters look good. And let's stop having the constant reminder of reality is depressing, so now video games have to be depressing. Come on, guys. Can we have fun? Can we have fun in 2025? I sure as fuck hope so, because it really doesn't seem that way right now.